as you know, Ashley with Lisa Fremont Street, and I wanted to go ahead and do a review for you on a product that I received at Viva. It's a press copy of Micheline Pitt's makeup and hair video called Modern Pinup. And I've been really excited ever since I found out she was doing a video. I was very excited to review it. Micheline is a model. As most of you know, she is heavily affiliated with Pinup Girl Clothing. She is featured on every page of that website, and then she's also a renowned artist. I love the fact that she stayed true to her style. She's always been true to her style, and she is really, really an amazing makeup artist. I wanted to show you the back of it. It shows you just a little bit of an example of the type of looks that are in here. It's looks for the 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, as well as tutorials on eyebrow and contour. And it is very much a modern version of retro styling. Micheline has a great understanding, especially when it comes to photography looks, on how to bring modern pinup into the equation. She really, really modernizes the looks. So she doesn't necessarily, this video is not necessarily for those of you who are vintage enthusiasts and are vintage purists. But I also wanted to make sure that I reviewed it in detail for you, because I think that there's a lot of great things to be said for this. I think especially if you're a makeup artist or an aspiring makeup artist, this needs to be in your collection. And I'll give you my reasons in a minute. But if you are not interested in doing makeup on others, there is also a portion of the video where Micheline shows what is entailed in her getting ready herself. So it's really interesting to see, and I also learned a few things there as well. First of all, the quality of the video is great. It is very, very good, very clear, very crystal clear imagery, as well as the room, the aesthetic. It's got a very much a 1950s boudoir type feel to it, and so it's pleasant to watch for that reason. First of all, for the 30s portion of the tutorial, the makeup is astounding. It is absolutely beautiful. It is one of the most gorgeous, photography-friendly eye makeup looks that I've seen for the style that it's supposed to be. And I think that one of the great things that makes it so modern, in addition to having a 1930s feel, is the inclusion of the shimmer. There is a beautiful iridescent layering of shimmer in this look that I just would never have thought to put some of those colors together, and I think it really shows the skill. You can be an artist and then you can be skilled. Micheline is an artist. She understands how to blend colors and textures and hues so that it is a beautiful, beautiful look, but is not necessarily predictable. That's what I loved about the 1930s makeup. Is it purist 1930s? No. If you're wanting costume 1930s reproduction of Jean Harlow, that type of thing, no, this is not for you. This is not meant to be a costume reproduction makeup of the 1930s look. It is inspired and a modern version of 1930s. So it's very important to bring that out. It is more for visual instruction than verbal instruction. There are huge moments of silence in this video. I don't necessarily think it was necessary that she show rolling each individual section. She uses hot sticks in this beautiful hairstyle that she does. However, I have an understanding of why Micheline did it. She wanted people to see not only the amount of time that it takes to create these looks, but she also wanted the instruction to be very deliberate. It's obvious from the first few moments from the introduction that this is supposed to be a deliberate visual instructional. It is not meant to really be, it's not abbreviated and beginner tutorial, because a lot of the instructional is visual. I feel like there could have been a little bit of sped up motion. Of course, I'm a big fan of speeding up. I think there could have been some music other than in the intro and then over the title credits. The application is very innovative. It doesn't make it any less impressive. It made for a little bit more of a tedious viewing experience. I wish I knew what colors that Micheline is using, but I know that she couldn't do that for licensing purposes. I know that she could not give out the names of the products she was using. But some of these products are so amazing, I wish I knew what they were. Her head got in the way a few times, I feel ya. I know what it's like. I've chewed gum doing tutorials. I have found out later in the editing process that I was smacking on gum. My head's been right in the way. I know, sometimes you just can't help it. But I don't want anybody picking on her for that, because this is freaking hard to do makeup on someone else for camera and not get in the way sometimes. She has a great eye for aesthetic design, and I couldn't find fault with the placement of the front waves in that video at all. I felt like there was beautiful placement, and to me that's one of my pet peeves, is placement. I feel like sometimes people are so intent on creating a perfect wave that they don't think about the aesthetics of it and how it's going to play out in the overall look, whether it's going to be flattering on the person. Micheline totally understands that. For the 1940s portion, the eyebrow tips that she gives are absolutely invaluable. Her eyebrows are some of my very, very favorites in the industry, and so I love that she focuses on eyebrows so much, not only in this portion of the video, but also in the eyebrow portion, which is specifically dedicated to trimming, shaping, all that stuff. And I'll get a little bit into more into that later. I love the products, the tips for products on curly hair in the 1940s portion, because most people who ask me about curly haired products, I have a difficulty with that because I don't have curly hair and I don't work on others as much as some people do. So therefore I don't have as much of a experience to play upon, and I know that she really, really knows the products that she's using. This was the easiest tutorial for me to watch, the 1940s one, mainly because the model interacts with her and asks questions. And that's what you get when you're doing makeup on someone. You get people asking questions and wanting to know, why does this work and why does that work? The foundation in every one of these makeup applications is phenomenal. She understands highlighting and contouring in such a beautiful, luminous, flawless way. I absolutely adored the foundation in every one of these tutorials, and I learned a lot about, not only about foundation, but just about what types of foundations to use, how many colors to use on each person. I never really thought about that before, but it just made for such a variance in the skin on each one of these girls, and she was really, really well blended and just beautiful in every one of the looks. Micheline looks absolutely beautiful in this video. Her cleavage shows a lot. You guys know Micheline and her cleavage. I just wanted to warn you ahead of time, because I know some of you girls are sticklers about being super, super modest and keeping everything covered up. Every time that she bends over, you see the tatas, and you know, I just wanted y'all to know that, because I know there are gonna be some girls that comment on that. It's a taste thing. It doesn't bother me at all. I still learned from her just fine. Eyebrow Instructional is absolutely my favorite part of the video. Like I said, she is the queen of eyebrows, and I absolutely loved all of her tips on why natural, you see me looking at my notes, on why natural brow shape is, why changing your natural brow shape is jarring, why it doesn't work, what kind of shape you do need to go for. And you could just tell that she's in her element during the brow segment. The brow segment alone makes this video a worthy purchase, if you ask me. For the 1950s bombshell look, I love, love, love her. I think she's adorable and super, super cute. I've featured her before on my channel, and I wish that Candace had clowned around a bit. I know her a little bit, so I know that what kind of personality she has, and I hate that her personality doesn't really come through, but it's okay, because it's a beautiful look. And it's not as modernized, it's more traditional than some of the other looks on the video. The 1950s glamour with the Asian girl was by far the most tedious segment for me, but it is probably my favorite look on the video. It is beautiful. But the model she didn't change her expression, and I don't know her personally, and is nothing against her personally. I know they probably had a very specific idea for this video and why they wanted her to do that. But I feel like with as much close-up vision or visual as we have of this makeup instruction, and without the constant, you know, with it being played in real time and not sped up, it was difficult and a little bit uncomfortable for me to sit there and watch her, because she seems like a doll, like a mannequin. She looked like a doll. She's gorgeous. The contour and highlight segment is another amazing segment. I pretty much decided never to use powdered highlights much, or at least initially anymore. After watching this segment of the video, so it totally changed my feelings on that. I was really interested in seeing how she accomplished the contour and highlight in detail after seeing her do the foundation and all of these, because the foundation is so beautiful. And the neutral makeup look that she does here is phenomenal. It is so gorgeous and so wearable for every day. You guys are going to love it. The 60s Sex Kitten look is definitely like a modernized version of Brigitte Bardot. It's the same kind of smoky lids, but the glitter and the shimmer and the nuances of color make it modern, and so it's absolutely a modern look as well. And I love the use of extensions to create the authentic 1960s look, because as you know, I'm dabbling in that myself, and so any type of help and any type of inspiration that I can get on that count, I'm happy to have. The 60s Modern Mod look is another phenomenal makeup application. But that winged out makeup rivals any I have ever seen by any makeup artist. It is perfection. And it's very precise, but yet it's soft. That's very hard to do. One of the things I love about the makeup application is because it is in real time and very deliberate, it shows how much effort goes into perfecting a makeup look. It's not as effortless as it appears on YouTube. And I think people need to know that. They need to know that YouTube is definitely going to be an abbreviated version of what most makeup artists do. I loved this look because it kind of reminded me of the 1960s sci-fi genre. So anyway, the part on Micheline's makeup, I think it is extremely invaluable information, the stuff that she gives you, because we see what goes into her everyday look. In this video, she's looking into the mirror. She's never looking back at the camera. It's a little bit, makes it a little bit of a distant type presentation. It's a little bit off-putting. I'm not sure why they chose to do that particular technique, but it doesn't make it any less informative. It was really interesting seeing her get ready and see what was involved. So anyway, to sum up, I know that I've spoken for a long time. I'm going to have to edit the heck out of this video, but to sum up, I think every makeup artist or aspiring makeup artist needs to have this video, especially if you are really trying to perfect your brows and foundation routine. The hair is also really interesting to watch. It's really informative. It's well done. She achieves all of the curls using heated sets, so it's a really, really excellent instruction for photography. And so yes, there are tedious moments. It is definitely not a beginner video, I don't think. I think that it will help beginners, but I don't think it's alone going to be all you need when it comes to beginner instruction. And yeah, feel free to ask me any questions below, and I will also link the purchase link for this video. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.